guys, and welcome back to another video. This is just a short video really, just to sort of a bit of an update on the Clubman build. And I've bought myself a whiteboard that we're going to write down where we're at spend-wise with it and all our list of jobs to do. The board's going to be split up into two, so I have the 89 jobs on there and things to buy for that as well. But going on from that, I wanted to start the video off with a thank you. This is a big thank you to John. You know who you are. When I posted the first video for the Clubman, he reached out and said he had a few panels kicking about. Happens that I needed quite a few of the ones that he had lying around. His Mini Clubman's now been restored and it looks beautiful, and these were panels that weren't used. I'm assuming that he had a brand new floor, like a one-piece floor like we've put in the 89 build, so therefore he had some bits and bobs surplus to requirements basically. Those include, we've got two A panels, they're heritage A panels as well. We definitely need those. Going on from that, we have two sills. So we've got both sides of the sills. And we also have a rear valance. These were all panels that are on my list of things that I needed for the car, and if you'd seen our first video, if you haven't already, I'll put it in the link below. And if you'd followed us around with the walk around on the car, you'd have seen that we need all those items. So again, John, massive thank you for that. Beers on me next time I see you, because you've really hooked us up with that. The price that I paid for this selection of panels will be added to the board, and I'll flip you around in a little while and I'll show you the board and where we're up to and the jobs we want to achieve basically next. Obviously there's a lot of stuff to do on this car, and the aim of this series basically is to get the shell to a painted stage for £1,500. So I will have sort of what's left of the budget, and I'll write down what we spent already, and I'll reveal the price of the car. So yeah, going on from that, I've said in I think the first or second video, the best way to find your panels are look around in the community, go on sites, forums and whatnot. There's a possibility that I might have some Clubman front end panels. Basically someone's sold their project and doesn't need them, but we're still in talks to those, so I can't quite say if we're going to get those yet or not, but if we do, they're brand new heritage panels, because you can't buy pattern Clubman front panels, you have to go through Motor Heritage. So if it pulls off and you know, those panels come available to us, that's a really good sign. Going on from that, the the passenger side wing was the one we said we wanted to replace, and the lower front panel's quite bent, and looking around it even more, which I'll recap a bit more in another video, the rest of the front end's quite bad as well. So hopefully if these panels pull off, and yeah, we should have a whole Clubman front end for the car. But again, it's a big chunk, a big chunk out of the budget, but it is also something I think's quite worthwhile. It's a Mini Clubman, the square front should be square. So obviously I hope you can appreciate that I want to spend the money on that. That does leave, if this pulls off, it leaves two door skins. Depending on how bad the bottoms of the doors are, we might have to buy bottom repairs, and it leaves a rear quarter panel to purchase. Then we're there with every single panel this car needs. So everything else I'm going to make panel wise or repair wise. So I'll show you the board now, and yeah, we'll make a little plan between us all, and you can see where I'm at with everything. Right, so we've improvised a little bit. Got my roof rack holding the board up, but we've now got a bit of an idea now, a bit organised with the future, and we can see what's going on. So once I got parts to do, I've split it to budget Clubman and the 89 build. So going on from that, we're on the Clubman build now, sorry. Purchase price of the car was £500. That's the car you see and loads of bits and pieces that you haven't seen, but pretty much the entire car bar the interior I've pretty much got. £70 is the panels you've just seen that we've managed to acquire for the car. So we're at £570 now. Like I've mentioned, consumables I always have on the shelf, so I'm not going to factor those in. It's sanding disc, grinding disc. If you're doing your build, you're gonna have them. I'm trying to focus on the cost of the car and the cost of the parts, because that's where people get put down by and the price you'll pay for the labour of someone is where your price for your restoration can run away with you. So my set with £1,500 is purely to get the car to a painted stage and to show you that if you did it at home yourself, it's not going to cost you the earth. So £570 is where we're at now. Like I mentioned, I have a lead on some Clubman front panels. That is going to take to the build to a big hit, but it's also going to be a saving, and if the car's going to be done right, which I want it to be, it has to have these panels, unfortunately. Obviously, if you chose not to restore a Mini, or if you chose not to restore a Mini Clubman, the price wouldn't be there as much, because the Clubman panels are very much more expensive than around those Mini. So that is purely my fault for picking a Mini Clubman for this, but I love a Mini Clubman, so hopefully if I found these panels cheap, then it's massively going to help. I've obviously got loads and loads of jobs to do on both cars, but I've listed what I want to get done within the next few weeks, basically. So I want to remove the outer seals on the Clubman, see where we're at. They're the original seals, so I'm hoping they're not going to be too bad under there. We've got to repair both door steps. We've got that bulkhead repair at the top to sort. Front floors, I'm hoping to get away with using either half a front floor pan or most of a front floor pan, but we'll see how we get on. Don't know until we cut it. And repair the inner seals. I can see on one side there's definitely a hole in the inner seal. Obviously once the seal is removed, we're no more. On the 89 build, we've obviously got, if you follow that build as well, we've got the floor, the fuel tank bracket, door bin, shock mount, and the inner wings to sort. With the 89 build, we're now at a point where we've got a big saving again, start saving again for some panels. So I'm going to go around and do all the odd jobs, but if you follow that build, that's a separate series, so I won't go on with that one. Parts still to buy, we need 2 wings, a front panel, a rear quarter, 2 door skins and some bottom repairs. I think that is what I need left for this car. Obviously until we start cutting into it, we don't know, and this is where the £1,500 might go right out the window if we find something we don't want to find. But from hopefully my experience with Classic Minis and looking around the car, I think I've gauged the pricing of what's left about right, and if we don't find anything else, we should come in within the budget I want. Obviously, if you guys are going to follow along with this build, there'll be things you might do differently. You might turn around and say, well, I'm not going to repair an inner seal, I'm just going to put a whole floor pan in. That's entirely up to you, but that is where your budget disappears. And so with the 89 build, we weren't asked by the budget. That has to be done to the point where every single part of that car is rotten underneath. That isn't. So I don't want to replace steel that doesn't need to be replaced. 2 very, very different cars, which is why I wanted to bring them both to this channel to show you the difference in what you can spend and the work you can do to achieve the desired finish you want. The 89 build is going to be brand new underneath, and it's required a lot more head scratching and a lot more work. With the Clubman build, it's very much like my mini sidewalk I did. It's seals, repairs and bits and pieces like that really. So 2 very, very different builds, so hence why they're completely separate apart. But obviously being one garage, I have to keep it all on one board. I hope that goes to some way to guys for you to see where I'm at with everything. I'm going to try and update this and we'll refer to it in most videos. You can see where we're at. If parts come up, great, I'll show you, I'll put them on the board, we'll rub stuff off, and then once we achieve these jobs, we'll rub that off onto the next load of jobs. There's always going to be a list. Even when he's finished, there's always a list. So another little reveal that I'd like to possibly bring to you, maybe in an inner seal video, so coming hopefully soon. We picked the colour. Yes, the Mini Clubman is not staying black. So I'm sorry to purists out there. When I bought this car, I was fully intending to keep it black. I had the whole vision in my head of a nice shiny black Mini Clubman, pretty much back to standard look for a few tweaks. Chatting with my other half and seeing some other cars, and sort of going back to what I really, really like about the Mini Clubman and what I really like from the 70s look, the black's not going to fit. So we've picked a colour. We've got a rattle can made up in it. Thank you to Tony for grabbing me that rattle can. I'm going to do all the cavities like we've done with the 89 build and the sidewalk. All the cavities have been painted body colour, so the reveal for the body colour will come there. So let's see how we crack on with all these next few jobs. We've obviously got the inner seal repairs to do there, and that's where you'll see that paint come in. If you follow me on Instagram, you may see the colour be a bit revealed a bit early. So if you haven't already, please see the end of this video and you'll see the link to my Instagram page. So thanks again guys, just a video to basically show where we're at, and we'll crack on with some more work. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel and give us a thumbs up.